SNP Westminster leader Ian Blackford was dismantled by Boris Johnson during Prime Minister's questions over Nicola Sturgeon's relentless bids to surrender Scottish powers to Brussels with independence. The SNP Westminster leader accused the Prime Minister and the Conservative Party of being a real disaster for Scotland after Boris Johnson was reported to have claimed devolution was Tony Blair's biggest mistake. But Boris Johnson promptly dismantled Mr. Blackford's accusation as he reminded the House the SNP wants to surrender power to Brussels with Scottish independence. The Prime Minister said, "He talks about wanting to take Scotland back into the EU. The people of Scotland should understand that is a massive surrender of power by the people of Scotland straight back to Brussels, just as the people of this country have taken it back again." But Mr. Blackford said the Prime Minister's comments this week about devolution were not just flippant remarks. He told the Commons, his attack on devolution wasn't just a slip of the tongue, it was a slip of the Tory mask. The chasm between Westminster and the Scottish people has never been bigger. We know that these were not just flippant remarks when Scotland faces the biggest threat to devolution with the Tory power grab bill. The fact is Scotland has been completely ignored by Westminster. We now face an extreme Brexit, a power grab and another round of Tory cuts, all being imposed against our will by a Tory government that we didn't vote for. Isn't it the case that the real disaster facing the people of Scotland is another 20 years of Westminster government? Isn't clearer than ever that the only way to protect Scotland's interests, our parliament and our place in Europe is for Scotland to become an independent country? Boris Johnson replied, "I could not disagree with the honourable gentleman more. He is totally wrong. What the UK does as a whole is far, far bigger, better and more important than what we can do as individual nations and regions. I think, actually, when you look at the way the UK has pulled together during this pandemic, the way the armed services have worked to get testing throughout the whole of the UK, the way that the furlough scheme has been deployed across the UK, the billions and billions that have been found to help people across the whole of the UK, businesses in Scotland, in Wales, in Northern Ireland, in England, I think that the UK has shown its value and will continue to show its value."